What's up, guys? It's John Lord. Tonight, I present to you my official review of Baywatch. Before I begin my review, I'd like to tell you a little funny story of when I saw this in the theater. I first tried seeing it in the theater back in May of 2017 on the opening weekend, and everything was going according to plan. Like, I had work that day, visited with a couple of my friends at Starbucks immediately after work, then I was having my mom drive me to the movie theater, but then I got carded because it was an R-rated movie and my ID had been missing at the time, but it's now since been found. And I didn't see the movie until a week later. But I can't believe they carded somebody like me for an R-rated movie, which has never happened before in my entire life. Yeah. And then when I did see the movie a week later, I saw that it could easily have been rated PG-13 if it weren't for a few scenes in the movie. I was going to do this review after I saw the movie in the theater finally. The week before, when I got carded, I ended up seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 instead, which was impossible for me to follow because I hadn't seen the first one and I had no interest in it. But what prevented me from doing the review when I saw the movie was I was going to go to sleep and plan on doing it the next day, but then I heard about the second London terror attack, and that prevented me from, that basically drove the energy I needed to make the Baywatch review out of me. So I rented Baywatch on Redbox, and I just finished watching it now, and now I will give you my official review. As with all my reviews, I do not spoil the whole movie for you, so I'm just going to give you a basic plot summary and let you know for yourself if you want to watch this or not. So basically the film is about these lifeguards who run a beach, and their job is to rescue people from the water-related emergencies, save lives, and such. And it's full of like pretty girls in like these sexy lifeguard suits, and it has some really good people in it, like Dwayne Johnson, Zac Efron as the two lead roles, and the story starts when, like, this little kid finds a bag of flakka on the beach, and then, like, these two very important people end up dying. These two people, one of whom's a city councilman, the other is, like, a tech guy who dies, and, like, the autopsies don't match up with the official media story, and both of these both of these two people are connected to this woman named Deborah Leeds, who's like buying up the whole town, and it turns out that Deborah Leeds is like secretly running like a drug empire but that's all I'm gonna say. And the lifeguards are tasked with have to stop this woman because the police department won't let them and isn't doing anything about it, so they take matters into their own hands. But that's all I'm going to say about the plot. I personally found the movie fucking hilarious, and not to mention a great story with it. And I will definitely recommend this movie to anybody who's mature enough to see it. But as far as who I would personally let watch Baywatch, I would let any high school student watch it if it were my kid, but like the absolute earliest age I would recommend this would be like 7th or 8th grade, maybe a mature 6th grader, but like that's just me. Like I said before, with a lot of this R-rated stuff, it's ultimately up to the parents to decide whether or not their children and teenagers are mature enough to watch this movie and others that I've reviewed. But this reminds me, when I was in the theater, when I did see the movie eventually, I saw a lot of like early people in their early to mid-teens going with their parents because they needed a adult 21 and over to get in, and the said adult according to theater policy where I live, the said adult has to be with the film with the minor during the entire duration of the film. But my least favorite thing is that the theater where I live introduced this stupid new policy the day I got carded, where you have to like choose your seats and pick your seats out on this computer. And before that, seating was a first come, first served basis. And that's what I liked about this new movie theater, especially with the big wall-to-wall screens, the good surround sound, 3D, stadium seats, and stadium leather seats, and the theater by where I live was great up until they introduced that dumb new policy. But back to Baywatch, it was a really good movie, once again fucking hilarious, and had some dark moments as well. My thoughts are 2 solid thumbs up. I'm not quite done yet, however, because I'm hoping to see Stephen King's It when it comes out on Redbox, as that is another movie that I've heard great things about, even though it's a remake. I will rent that as soon as it comes out on Redbox, watch it, and then make another review video for that. And hopefully I'll get a good scare, because the last few horror films I've watched have been really good. Like, if you haven't already, check out my review of Happy Death Day. That was scary and a little funny at the same time, but I've heard wonderful things about, but as always, I like to form my own opinions. And I would also like to mention that the other horror films I've watched, be sure to check out my review of Don't Breathe. My personal favorite horror film in the past few years would be The Conjuring 2, but more on that another time. Pretty soon right now I'm prepping for the Family Guy's 300th episode. And that is it for tonight, folks. Peace.